Richard, thank you very much for agreeing for a short interview.
Pleasure.
And we have a funny story how we got started with piano. Would you like to share with the listeners?
Well, I received a flyer in the mailbox, and I decided that it was something that was on my list of things that I wanted to do. So I, of course, rang you, and we had a chat, and before we knew it, I was down here, and so was Lauren and Michael as well. So, yeah.
That's pretty fascinating. And just yesterday I checked the dates. It was just 1 week later Michael came, and another week later Lauren came as well.
Yeah, that sounds
and
right.
now they are playing, so that's pretty
No,
amazing.
it's fantastic.
Why did you have piano on your list? Tell me. What's the story
We
there?
had a piano in our house when I was younger, and my brother and sister both had lessons. I was probably a bit small at that stage. I was probably maybe about 6 or 7, and it was just something that I always wanted to do. And the piano got sold, and here it was. It was something that I always. I guess it wasn't cool when I went to school to do it, but it was always on my sort of bucket list. Probably isn't the right word, but it was
Do you know
always on
just
my
like
list.
why was it so important for you, the piano? So that because somebody played in the family and you heard the sound. What was attractive about playing the piano for you?
I don't actually know. I played a bit of violin at school. I played a little bit of drums at one of my mates' houses.
Fantastic.
But yeah, for some reason or other, I always wanted to play the piano.
Yeah. What was in your school in the music program available?
There's actually quite a lot available, but there was pretty much full bands. But being at Noel Boys School, it wasn't particularly cool to play music. It was probably more important to play footy and cricket.
Yeah.
So we had to do it in Form 1, which I did violin, and I think it was the same at my wife's school as well. She did violin in Form 1. But then after that, it was an option rather than a compulsory thing.
Did you have a chance through the violin to play in the orchestra or anything to make music with others?
Yeah, I don't think my Twinkle Twinkle Little Star would have been enough to do too much. But look, yeah, you certainly had the opportunity to do it if you were that way inclined, and it was probably back in those days it was cooler not to play in the band.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Where does music come in your family? Or how far does it go back, if I may ask?
I'm not sure about my father's side, but I know that my mother's cousin has played for various orchestras worldwide. My mum's not a particularly musical person. My sister has always wanted to play the piano, but again, never got around to doing it. It's probably my cousins. No, look, that's probably only my mum's cousin is quite a famous musician. So that's probably about the only link.
Yeah. You have 2 children, Michael and Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it important for you? Why is it important for you that they would do music as well? I know they do a lot of sport and they are very good at it, but where does music fit in?
No, I think it's all part of being balanced and all the rest of it. I see that as being a creative outlet for them as well. They're both very, very different. Lauren's very good at sport. She's also very good as far as drawing and stuff like that. But the piano, I guess, is a chance for her to express herself. She's always been very good at writing lyrics. I've always suggested that maybe she needs some music to go along with those lyrics. Michael, he just I gave him an old keyboard and he used to just bash around with it a little bit, and he showed a bit of an interest. So it's been good for both of them. It's really sort of sharpened their mind, I think, too.
This was the next question I wanted to ask. Where do you see their development since they have started in music? What has changed?
I think probably especially as far as Michael, who early days had some hearing difficulties and had grommets and stuff put in. It's probably been good for him to I guess focus him a bit. He tends to just quite happily drift off into wherever, whereas music sort of it gives him a lot more of a focus. And Lauren uses it. It's interesting. She does a lot of it as relaxation. So it's kind of the in between the busy schedule of, you know, trying to work part time, going to school, you know, doing her study, catching up with her boyfriend, catching up with her friends. So it's good for her in between her study is probably the best way I can describe it for her. It's a nice outlet.
Lovely.
Hmm.
And you made a commitment by buying a piano as well just lately. A very exciting event, I think, for everyone.
Yeah, well, it was as you know, I've been looking around for quite a while. So yeah, we do have the piano in the house, and that's changed. That's changed things drastically from having the keyboard on the dining room table. But it's nothing to hear Michael, you know, playing it at 6 o'clock in the morning or whenever he feels like it. So, but it is good. It gives you the opportunity just to sort of, as you're walking past, just to play a few things and, you know, just touch the keyboard.
Does it feel nice to have the piano and the sound of the piano lingering around in the
It
house?
does. It's in our front lounge room, which is a nice spacious room. So it fills up that space, you know, really nicely.
Do you see yourself carrying on with the piano and with probably Lauren and Michael as well? Do you think it will happen?
Look, I think that probably Lauren might drop things as, you know, as social life becomes a bit more important to a teenager. But she does see it as an important part of what she does. Michael, on the other hand, Michael plays drums at school and he plays cello. And I think Michael will be the first Parkdale boy band. So, you know, I think he'll continue on. I think music will be part of Michael's life forever. It's just, it just seems to be the way he's wired. So, yeah. And as for myself, well, I see it as part of my retirement plan.
Wonderful.
So, you know, I don't ever...
How much fun is that?
Well, I don't ever see myself, you know, giving it up. It's, you know, by then I might have conquered, you know, yellow.
And of course, you know, together with all your interests like sailing and, you know.
Yeah, well, it's, you know,
everything
you've
that
kind of
fits
got to
well.
mix it up, really. You know, I guess as you get older, you get a little bit more time, hopefully, once, you know, the kids are all grown. So, yeah, I'd like to do more music.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you very much, Richard.